Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. It's a Friday. The weekend is ahead of us, and the next Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast is going to be on Sunday night at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. So mark it down. Really don't have too much going on this morning as we are looking at watches and warnings that are, minimal really. There's heat issues out in the west. There's some heat advisories up in southern Florida and a few flood watches up in central New Mexico. But other than that, we're okay here, and I think that's going to be the story. Meanwhile, we've got a beautiful dry air mass that is building in through the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. We're going to enjoy a nice sunny day with low humidity, dew points in the 50s, and temperatures that'll still be pretty warm. I think we're going to see highs in the middle to even a few upper 80s, but with dew points in the 50s, it'll feel good. And while the humidity will be coming up over the weekend across eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England, we're not going back to those extreme levels that we saw this past week, and the temperatures are not going to be going back to the extreme heat we saw either. We've got clouds in the southeast. You can see lightning strikes off the North and South Carolina coast. There's a storm frontal boundary that extends from there westward across the deep south. So this area, which in many areas in the southeast uh, are on the dry side or even into a drought situation. So this is going to go a long way to alleviate that. We've got some showers and storms up in the rocks scattered throughout the Rockies, and that is going to continue as we go through the day. Radars are nice and quiet in the east. You can see some activity down along the Gulf states, up in the plains and in the southern Rockies, but nothing that's really extraordinary. The Storm Prediction Center for today just has areas of marginal to slight risk. The Western Plains, an active day with regards to potential severe weather, but tornado risk is under the 2% threshold. And then for the weekend, we've got a marginal risk in Southern Virginia, north and south parts of South Carolina, northern parts of South Carolina. And I think the bigger risk here is more rain than anything else. Again, less than 2% with respect to tornadoes. And then for day three, which is Sunday into Monday, the Northeast, down to about southern New Jersey, no thunderstorms at all. You get down into the middle Atlantic states and in the southeast, westward from there. Some general thunderstorm activity is possible, but again, this is not going to be. Does not look like it's a severe weather problem, and rainfall substantial from Virginia south and west to Texas over the next 7 days. We're looking at several inches or more in some areas. The inch and a half pushes up into southeast Pennsylvania and western and southern New Jersey, but any rain in the forecast is not until late Monday at the earliest, and possibly not until Tuesday. So a lot of this comes late in the forecast period. This is a 7 day rainfall forecast map that you're seeing right there. And now here we go with respect to how this all looks like. We've got this nice cool high building in. You see rain across the south today. It doesn't rain continuously. We've got low humidity and sunshine today, slightly higher humidities tomorrow and Sunday, but still there should be a fair amount of sun. No rain in the forecast for the Northeast into the northern mid-Atlantic states. And then as we get on into Sunday, same idea. Actually, there's a little upper trough that drops down through upstate New York, doesn't really make it down to the coast, but it actually takes the dew points down a notch or two on Sunday. So again, we're holding on to this dry air. And then next week, as the Bermuda high builds back into the southeastern states, we get into more of a southwest flow aloft. We're going to start bringing up this tropical moisture, uh, possibly as early as late Monday, but I think the better chance will probably be later Tuesday, Wednesday, and perhaps Thursday into Friday before we see improvement coming for the last weekend of the month of July. The days, weeks, and months are just flying by. Just bear that in mind. So we'll see you on Sunday night at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time for the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.